everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over the Sonic the Hedgehog Death Egg playset from Jakks Pacific. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. Here is the box for the Sonic the Hedgehog Death Egg playset, figure included. You can hit it 2 or 3 times to defeat, and it explodes with Sonic, Eggman, and the Death Egg playset right over here. The Death Egg playset is over 12 inches tall right over here. It's huge. We have Eggman inside the Death Egg along with Sonic running the front view, as well as a bunch of action shots that show what this playset does, defeating Eggman right over here. Now let's take a look inside. And what an inside this is, everything's in plastic. Now let's take it out. And now that we have everything out of their plastic bags, let's start building. Starting off with Eggman and his Eggmobile, it's a really nicely done piece. I love how he's painted up here. It's so cool. His head can move a little bit, actually, a tiny amount, but this whole piece looks really nice. I like how they kind of made the Eggmobile way small. They give him controls to control over here, at least a whole little pad with little buttons and stuff like that, and lights looking really nice. I love his glasses up here. The goggles are great, and these little sort of warning signals on the sides are wonderful. The bottom is pretty flat with some screws kind of holding everything together, and 2 ports back here. Let's see what they do. This sort of heart-shaped piece has a twin over here. It's really well done, both of them. I like how it's kind of like a heart in a way. As I said before, yeah, there isn't really much to say other than that it's really strange. The mechanical and the biological working together to defeat Sonic. It's kind of strangely fitting. Nature has come back to destroy the blue blur. To assemble Eggman into this heart-shaped piece, you place Eggman right over here, pretty much. He lines up really well, and then place this on top of that. It's pretty nicely done. Eggman inside his giant heart. It's super cool to see this. Taking him out of it's kind of difficult though. You have to press the button down a few times and eventually he'll come out. It's just very difficult and variable as to how many hits he has. These 2 giant rings, while not to facilitate Sonic going into a special stage, are actually the interior part of the Death Egg piece. Peg these in here and they slide in pretty well. You have to place these in here and they do snap in nicely, and it's just static. I thought it would kind of rotate a little bit, but it appears it's just one static track for Sonic to go around. We'll see what happens in a bit. The side of the Death Egg is really well done. I love each little sort of trench and piece. It's so nice over here. These yellow lights, or neon green at least, are really great, and these over here are wonderful, these blues. Why couldn't this be on other sets, Jakks? No stickers on this I've seen, so I'm very happy about this. But I just love how this whole thing is one big homage to Star Wars and the Death Star, and the inside's boring, but you're not really going to see that all that much, I don't think. That racetrack circle thing is meant to place into here. It's pretty, whoa, tough to go in. It kind of went in with a weird snap. I hope nothing broke, but yeah, this can rotate now a little bit at least, or at least from this point of view, I think. I'm not really sure, honestly. The top of the Death Egg looks awesome, though. I love, once again, all these little cities and everything, and pieces of it, and trenches and everything, but this is just great. These are like the large laser ports on the Death Star, which is pretty cool. I just love how this whole thing looks. Eggman's visage is wonderful. Yes, the back really isn't that great, but this front is just phenomenal. And to assemble this piece, just place it on top of here in a sort of fashion, and then try to place it on kind of one by one, but really lining everything up is the key to this. Getting everything snapped in, and you have basically a fully formed and kind of realized Death Egg, at least half of it. And finally, you can rest the Death Egg on this piece over here, connecting everything together. All sort of ports in pretty well. You don't really have it snap. This top piece over here is a pain and won't really go on that well. It's a shame because I wish this would work much better. And luckily it can with these 2 pieces over here that do snap onto the top and hold it in place. Yes, there are. Yeah, you just have to do trial and error till you get it in. Not sure why this one isn't clicking though. It's kind of weird. Maybe it's just gravity based. I don't know. It's just sort of staying here, I guess. Coming back to the Death Egg's heart, you place this piece right in here, and then you place it right over here to kind of just snap in, and it creates an effect that has Eggman kind of in the center of this floating, and that looks really cool. Before I continue on, I have to tell you why this wasn't working right after this. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. At the bottom of the structure, there is a crisscrossing pattern of loops that you have to actually place, but there is this notch right over here that needs to fit into the notch at the bottom. So yeah, just make sure you do that. This sloping piece fits here pretty lightly, but you can press it down for a more firm fit. It doesn't really twist that well. You have to really sort of snap it into place, but it's pretty neat anyways, and it's pretty cool. This button on the back also lifts it, which is actually very useful for this piece. It's a piece for Sonic to go on over here. Just place it like so, and then slide it in, and let go of the button for it to latch on. And it works well sliding throughout here. It's pretty loose too. Finally, checking out Sonic himself, he looks really great. I love how this looks. It's super nice. I feel like his stomach is a little bit too small, but that's pretty okay. His arms actually move up and down as well as swivel a little bit, kind of. It's hard to swivel them from the glove, so swivel it from the arm, if you will, but it does move pretty nicely. You want to have his arms going back a little bit. It may put some stress and pressure on these, so be very careful with the arms. Keeping them in one position is fine. It's fine, I guess. There are a couple blemishes though on the feet. It's kind of a shame. I really wish they put a little better care into this. The head actually is really interesting because you can, I think, use it for the other Sonic figures. It can swivel all the way around and apparently eventually come off the peg, so be careful with that as well. It's kind of delicate, but a really nice sculpt for a running Sonic. And at last, putting everything together, we have Sonic on the little platform. Just move his shoe within there and just stuff it in. And there's a peg also you can place his foot on. And it works pretty okay, and it's kind of hard to see what you're doing from this angle. Shoving it in way further works best though, and it's really neat. And look what his head is right by, this plunger. Huh, interesting. And from a far off view, this set looks amazing. It's a great display piece, whether from the back with these nice parts over here, with the blue side on the red actually, that's kind of funny, and the red side on the blue, that's also funny and looking really cool. All the way around, it's a nice little piece over here. Shame you can't really see the other side over here with the colors. It's a bummer. But right over here, we see the Death Egg in its full glory, looking excellent over here. Super nicely done on that, and a beautiful display piece. I think better than the inside, honestly, in some points. But now that we've seen the set, let's check out how it functions. With this, you would want both polarities lined up on either side. So if you want blue, do it like this, or switch it around to red on both of them. It twists and works out pretty nice for both of those. You'd have Sonic go on either path. I wish this button down here switched them, but for now, we're going to put him on the blue path right over here, switching both sides over so they match up. So putting Sonic all the way around is pretty good. You can have him just slide down, and that's your main focal point of this, having him slide down and anticipating when he's going to hit the egg heart in the center. So moving him to the top and a little bit back, we let go and get ready with our finger with the button. That's one hit, but it does take him off the track. Let's try again. I think that may be 2 shots. Let's try one more time and get him. And I missed. Going back, 3, and then 4. Wow, that was actually pretty cool. 4 hits for this. It's a nice game of anticipation, but the poor paint on Eggman, it's kind of a bummer in a way. Trying it once again from the other side, putting him all the way up, and then we go down with this. I really am bad at the timing on this, but just hitting it is kind of fine. And let's just have him run into him. Get him off there. We don't need you, Eggman. Goodbye. But really, I would love to take this concept further. With rail grinding being a thing, you can move characters across the rails, even have them switch or something. That would be a nice detail. Maybe have Sonic and Shadow on different rails, just going across each other, and with the ability to try to knock each other off. That'd be pretty nice to see. But yeah, it's a nice set. I just wish the rails would switch, but there's something extra, a little more for Sonic here. It's mostly focused on Eggman. Here is the running Sonic next to the regular Sonic, Super Sonic, and Shadow, looking pretty nice together. I do like how the proportions are a little bit different on this running one, just because it's a little smaller, kind of chibi in a way. Here's the new running Sonic next to Knuckles, Tails, and Amy, and they look really good together. Amy still looks really tall though, it's kind of weird. And here's the old running Sonic versus the new running Sonic, and yeah, I didn't put it past them to think that it would be reuse, but here we are, it's both reuses. So yeah, I feel kind of weird and embarrassed, but yeah, this looks pretty cool. And actually, you know, they're slightly different. They're a little bit different. The faces are a little bit different, and I think the mouths are a little different, and the eyes are kind of different too. It's just different versions of the same guy, and we've just been getting Sonic for years on end, haven't we, with Jakks? And here's the new running Sonic next to the new Eggman in his Eggmobile, as well as the modern Eggman, looking nice together. I do think the mustache looks looks way better on the new one, as do I think all the details. He's slightly bigger, which kind of makes him better. So yeah, I wouldn't mind in the future a redone modern Eggman with larger pieces, please. That'd be great. And here is the classic Eggmobile next to the modern Eggmobile. They look pretty nice, but I gotta say, classic one is just much better, not only as a place set, but also just as a piece looking good. You can actually see Eggman in there much better. The modern one is just alright, but classic one looks so nicer with that sheen of metallicness. It's just great. And here is the classic Death Egg robot next to the modern Death Egg itself, and I think they look super cool. Really nice together. Just awesome. I just love it so much. Eggman stuff with his face on it is just brilliant. And this is just so good. I love his face on everything. It's really fun, funny, and weird. It adds a bit of whimsy to the scariness that you're about to be destroyed by a giant robot. Also, yes, you can do this. Yes, it's awesome. I just love this so much, and it's really cool. Unfortunately, the function of Sonic going around the rings isn't really there anymore, but this looks too intimidating to be anything but super cool. And even if you positioned everything just right for the Death Egg robot to function within here, I don't know if it'll work actually. Oh wow, that's like one hit. Another shot. Oh wait, okay, he's just gone. He's gone. Yeah, that's you win, Sonic. Just you win. Take your prize and go home. True to the box, the Death Egg is way over 12 inches tall. I'm gonna try my best on this one. Up to the top, right around up here, it's around 12 inches tall. So it's not wrong. It's maybe like 12 and a half or so inches tall entirely. Eggman's little thing is around, I would say 4.5 inches tall or so, and Sonic is around maybe 2.5 inches or so, give or take a little bit. And also here's Jesse Hecht Creative. Nothing like a summer home with a built-in jacuzzi. And bad neighbors. Overall, Egg! After the Eggmobile and the Death Egg robot, I was waiting for the Death Egg itself, and man was I not disappointed. Even though this design was from Sonic 4, I still really appreciate its value. Not only as a pretty good play piece, but also as an awesome display piece. Here you sacrifice the amount of plastic for the amount of function. Don't get me wrong, this is pretty fun, but it is variable, random, and could be way better in places. And this is coming from someone who's never played the Sonic game. This is from Sonic the Hedgehog 4. Part 2 at least. If you're a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, the Death Egg, or any of Eggman's inventions, you'll love this set. But I would probably wait for this to go on sale if you want it just as a display piece. But make no mistake, this playset is spinning my head right round. So which of Eggman's boss machines are your favorite from Jakks Pacific? The Eggmobile, the Death Egg, or the Death Egg robot? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.